Hi, this is Brooke and Angela. We're going to be talking about paraphrasing and text structure and how it helps support main idea generation. So it is difficult for teachers to teach main idea because most students engage actively in the text. They're thinking about it and what the most important information and the meaning of it. And most students really don't do this because they have limited working memory. And in order for teachers to teach us, they need to break it into smaller sections and summarize. And most teachers say to find it rather than how most say it is beginning in the beginning sentence or the concluding sentence.
So what is paraphrasing and text structure instruction? Well, they are both two fundamental concepts that students need in order to develop like strong reading comprehension and writing skills. Paraphrasing is a good skill for all students to have. It's a technique used to, restate someone else's ideas or thoughts, especially in a text using their own words, maintaining the original meaning. So it basically just shows that they understand what they're reading and are able to explain it in their own words. And text structure instruction involves explicitly teaching students the different types of text structure. So these include things like cause and effect, problem and solution, compare and contrast, narratives, and it also just teaches them techniques how to recognize these types of texts.
So how they work together to help main idea generation. Paraphrasing provides steps for students to follow and break into smaller pieces, and this can be applied to different texts, as Angela has stated. And text structure also helps students determine the most important information. This could be in headings and different text structures, different paragraphs, and combining both paraphrasing and text structure to help students get the gist and generate main ideas through organization and important information. So how to teach paraphrasing and text structure? The first step is to teach students to paraphrase using get the gist. So this includes a subcategory of telling what is the most important who or what, and what is the most important idea about that who or what. Step 2 is to teach students to use fix-up practices when they encounter difficulty. So this is an action or a tool or a strategy like rereading or check headings to get the who or what and then get the most important idea from that. And then step 3 is to teach problem, solution, and description text structures. So this means to briefly explain the text structure, guiding questions aligning with the text structure, model gestures to help decide how information is organized in a certain structure, and this can also relate to different text structures, and use sentence frames to write main ideas for certain structures.
So modeling it, based on the article that we read, it showed modeling by asking questions that help prompt students recall of the fix-up practices and the text structures they've learned. So this is like the part of our lesson plan where we activate prior knowledge, and it's a good way to kind of set them up for the next steps. Also considering the text structure to determine the most important ideas. So everything learned about compare and contrast, narratives, cause and effect types of writing is used to help generate the main idea. Encourage students to extract the key details. Demonstrate how to put the information together and write the gist, which summarizes the main idea. So when you provide this example, it models how to use the text structure as a fix-up practice to identify and find the main idea effectively.
So after you model it, you have to include it in guided practice and independent practice. So we, as teachers, need to provide opportunities for students to use paraphrasing and text structure. This can be provided by completing think alouds modeled during this time, and then we scaffold these think alouds and help students recall steps and strategy, which then go into them practicing it independently. And throughout this, we have to use explicit instruction framework because main idea is challenging for students. So we explicitly have to state how to think aloud and how to use the strategy that we show them.
So how this all helps, regards to fix-up practices, when students encounter difficulties during, trying to think of the main idea, they can refer back to the fix-up practices that they're taught. These help support students in clarifying their understanding and organizing their thoughts and revisiting the text to identify the relevant information. And then text structure awareness. So understanding what kind of text they're reading is very important for students in general, and also to help them come to a main idea. It also helps them determine and organize the important information from the text. So by recognizing the patterns and or the structure of the text, students are able to better identify the key details, which contribute to them forming the main idea of the text. And then integrating get the gist strategy with text structure instruction provides students with a comprehensive and flexible approach to main idea generation. So this is something they can use for many different types of texts or books, and will help them. They can always refer to this to find the main idea of the text.